On Thursday, American basketball player Brittney Griner was released from a Russian prison. The release was made in a swap for an arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death after what President Joe Biden called painstaking and intense negotiations. 32-year-old Griner, who was arrested in Russia in February on drug charges, and 55-year-old Viktor Bout, who was serving a 25-year sentence in a US prison, were exchanged at an airport in Abu Dhabi. In a footage released by Russian state media, Griner and Bout could be seen crossing paths on the airport tarmac and heading towards the airplanes that would take them home. In an address to the nation at the White House, Biden announced Griner's release. The president said that he had spoken to her and she was in good spirits after suffering needless trauma. Griner is a two-time Olympic gold medalist, WNBA champion, and a trailblazer in the LGBTQ+ community. She was arrested at a Moscow airport 9 months ago against a backdrop of soaring tensions over Ukraine. She was accused of possession of vape cartridges and a small quantity of cannabis oil and sentenced in August to 9 years in prison. Bout, who was accused of arming rebels in some of the world's bloodiest conflicts, was detained in a US sting operation in Thailand in 2008, extradited to the United States and sentenced in 2012 to 25 years behind the bars. At the time of her arrest, Griner had been playing for a professional team in Russia, as a number of WNBA players do in the off-season. She pleaded guilty to the charges against her but said that she did not intend to break the law or use the banned substance in Russia. Griner testified that she had permission from a US doctor to use medical cannabis to relieve pain from her many injuries. As per reports, the use of medical marijuana is not allowed in Russia. While Griner's family and friends celebrated her release, another American held in Russia, Paul Whelan, who is a former US Marine detained in 2018 and accused of spying, was not part of Thursday's exchange, and he told CNN that he was greatly disappointed. Biden pledged to obtain Whelan's freedom, saying, and I quote, "We will never give up." He claimed that for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case different than Brittney's. As for Griner's release, Biden made the announcement with Griner's wife Cheryl Griner, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. While expressing happiness, Cheryl Griner also acknowledged Whelan's fate, saying, and I quote, "Today my family is whole, but as you all are aware, there's so many other families who are not whole." Biden thanked the United Arab Emirates for helping facilitate Griner's release, and the UAE issued a joint statement with Saudi Arabia, saying that it was the result of mediation efforts by leaders of the two Arab countries.
She's safe, she's on a plane, she's on her way home, after months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances. Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.